Hello there, I'm Chef Johnny, your 2023 Ultimate Beef Loving Texan. And guys, I've got a great recipe for you today. I'm gonna be making some picanha. We're gonna reverse sear it. We're gonna do some tailgating food out of it. So stick around and see the recipes I have for you today. We're gonna do some mini tacos with the chili cheese grits with that picanha sliced up on top. And I'm also gonna do some bruschetta. So I've got two recipes for you. I'm gonna give you some other recommendations of maybe what to do with that picanha for your tailgating. So stick around, see the full recipes, and hear the other ideas I have for you on this recipe. First, let's get this picanha seasoned up. Beautiful piece of meat. If you don't know what picanha is, it's the top sirloin, the sirloin cap is what it is. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna season it up. I'm gonna go fat side first, just with an SPG. Guys, get your favorite salt, pepper, garlic rub. Or if you want to, you can always use your favorite seasoning that you use on steaks, right? But we're gonna come in here and then we're gonna season the top. And we're gonna set this to the side and just let it sweat out. So it's gonna get moved to the side, sweat out, and we're gonna go to the next step of getting ready to make the bruschetta. And my tomatoes, I'm gonna kind of cut them on the bias or diagonally, because I want a nice piece, 3/8 of an inch thick. Thickest 1/4 of an inch is great. But we're just gonna get a slices. It's a little different. I'm playing a game with bruschetta. It's not your normal bruschetta, right? This is barbecue bruschetta. And we are gonna get us a nice appetizer here, but we're doing a little bit different than you would normally see it. But we're gonna get our tomatoes sliced up. And all your recipes, you can find these at beeflovingtexans.com. You can find those recipes there, and you can also find the recipes that I used when I won the Ultimate Beef Loving Texan Championship. Those recipes are there. So be looking for those. And again, beeflovingtexans.com. You can find it there. But I'm just gonna get these sliced. Once they're sliced, I'm gonna get them in a bowl, and I'll show you the next step then. Let me slice these up. Have my tomatoes cut up. Gonna bring them over here, just drop them in a bowl. And they're gonna marinate in some Italian dressing. I have some zesty Italian dressing. Use your favorite, put them in the fridge. They can marinate an hour, 2 hours, isn't gonna hurt them. But they'll take on the flavor of that. It's gonna make a wonderful appetizer. Let's get these in the cooler and go on to our next step. We're gonna keep getting some of our other ingredients ready while we're letting that barbecue pit heat up, right? And so the next thing I'm gonna do is I picked up a nice baguette. Today I'm kind of doubling these recipes because I've got a bunch of hungry kids here. And what I'm gonna do here is I am going to slice these baguettes on the biased, or about a 45-degree angle, about 3/8 of an inch thick. So slice up the nice crisp bread. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna toast this a little bit, get on our tomatoes, and of course top it off with that wonderful picanha we're gonna be cooking. I'm gonna check the grill, see if it's ready, and if it is, we're gonna get that picanha on. Gonna pick this up. It is an offset cook. I have some charcoal, and I have some lump charcoal, little pieces of wood in there. Gonna put the thick end toward the fire, cover it back up, and we're gonna see this again the next time it's about 120 degrees. We're gonna get started on these grits. One good thing about grits is they hold for a really long time. So if you wanna make these in the morning, sit them in a warmer, they'll stay there, believe me. But anyways, we're gonna get started on these chili cheese grits. I am not a grit eater per se. I do love chili cheese grits. Won't eat a plain grit on a bet, but I do like these. I'm gonna put in a couple of tablespoons of butter to saute my onions. And again, these recipes all can be found at beeflovingtexans.com. Gonna let this butter melt up. I'm gonna saute my onions. Then I'm gonna bring in some garlic, and I'm gonna bring in my peppers. We'll get those done, and then we'll get a pot over here and start with our grits. I'm gonna drop in my onions. It's about a cup of onions probably. Just one small onion is what it is. And we're gonna get these nice and translucent, maybe not all the way tender, but pretty close before we start dumping in the other ingredients. I have 2 poblano peppers that were roasted, de-seeded, skin taken off. On my channel, I have a video on how to do that. And I think I did these on the Ultimate Beef Loving Texan contest, so Should be a recipe in there for it also if you're looking on the website. But we're gonna add those. Now that these are going pretty good, we're gonna add in some garlic minced. I like to use a garlic press. I'm gonna add about 3 cloves. I think the base recipe calls for a teaspoon of garlic is what it calls for. So we're going a little bit more today, so we're gonna go about 2 teaspoons. And I did not add my garlic in at first because it will burn. It's gonna burn before your peppers burn. It's gonna burn before your onions burn. So that's why my garlic is the last thing to go in while I'm sauteing here. Put them into my pot. And this is where all the magic's gonna happen, guys. We're gonna add some heavy cream and some beef broth. Cream's going in. 2 cups. And again, I doubled the recipe, but the single recipe is beeflovingtexans.com. You can find it there. Important thing about grits, whether you use stone ground grits or use instant grits, stir them. You have to keep stirring. If you don't have 20 minutes to stir, do this with instant grits. It's still a very good dish. Do I think regular grits are better? Yes, but instant grits will work and your guests will enjoy them also. They're gonna make some fantastic base for those tacos. Our stock and heavy cream is at a low boil. Gotta be careful not to let this overboil, so don't take it up to a high boil or it will boil over on you. But now I have a cup of instant grits. So this is a 5-minute stir. I'm just gonna gradually sprinkle in my grits. Again, stone ground grits are wonderful. You just gotta stir for about 20 minutes on those. So we're 5 minutes in. I'm gonna turn off my burner. Don't need any more heat on there. And I'm gonna take my cheeses now and fold in my cheeses. I have a half cup of Monterey Jack. And I've got a half cup of sharp cheddar. And just gonna work this into my grits. Then we're gonna let them sit. Gonna work in some salt and some pepper. Probably should have done that beforehand, right? But about a teaspoon of salt, about the same of pepper. Stir that in real good. Now be careful with your salt because remember, your stock more than likely has some salt in it unless you've bought stock or broth with no salt added. These grits are good. I'm gonna put them in my warmer behind me. Let them stay in there till we're ready to put them in the tacos. Our picanha is up to 120 degrees. Time to sear it off. So let's take a look at it. All right, we're gonna sear this. I'm gonna pick it up. That's our fat cap. We're gonna sit it right over the fire. Guys, we're gonna go about 2 minutes and we're gonna flip it over. I'm gonna pick it up. Got too much of a flame. I'm gonna flip it over and move it a little bit. You can see that fat cap got a good little char. But we're gonna try to take it 2 minutes on this side and get that side seared. We're gonna cook this how we like it, right? Everybody's got the way they like it, all the way from rare to well done. But I like medium rare myself, but USDA always calls us to cook our beef to 145 degrees. So everybody remember that. It's 145 degree cook by USDA standards. Get them nice and hot. We want to get this up to about 130 degrees, then let it carry over, cook some. Get that sear going. That fat's rendering out, and that's what's getting this flame up here. But it's giving us a nice sear. We have reached 130 degree internal temperature, so we're gonna get it off, let it rest while we go back in there and finish. Now I've toasted my baguettes, that's happened, and we've toasted our mini taco shells for our tacos. So we've got that done. We're gonna, after this rest, we're gonna be able to slice this up, get everything plated, and show you how wonderful these appetizers are for your next tailgate. We have all of our toast done. 7 to 10 minutes in the 350 degree oven is plenty. And we just want to come in here and we're going to lay a slice of tomato on each one of our pieces of toast. And we're going to put these back in the oven for 4 or 5 minutes to kind of cook these tomatoes a little bit. You can use just about any kind of meat for this bruschetta dish. Works wonderful with brisket. It also works good. Done it with ground meat before, and I've done it with tenderloin. So a lot of different meats you can use. You don't have to necessarily use picanha. Work good with tri-tip. Whatever your favorite steak is, that would work good. Those are ready to go. Back in the oven, 4 or 5 minutes. Pull them out, and then we're gonna, about that time, be ready to slice our picanha, see how it turned out. We are getting really close. Everything is coming together. I've got my toast with my tomatoes ready to go. They're just waiting on the picanha. Our tortillas are out of the oven. And I just went down to my local grocery store and picked up some mini taco shells. Guys, I've cut them out of full-size tacos and fried them when I had a deep fryer and things like that. So you can do it how you want to. You can do soft tacos also. I told you to give you some other ideas. Soft tacos, quesadillas, they work great that way. Making empanadas with this picanha. It is also good that way also. So a lot of things you can do with it. And today we're making 2 for our tailgating or our home gating. My students are all excited, ready to try it. They're standing back there saying, hurry up and get this done so we can eat. But anyways, what we're gonna do next is one thing I didn't tell you about was if people don't like cilantro and it's not in the recipe, here's a little tip for the people that watch toward the end is you can use a really nice green leaf lettuce that is kind of chiffonade. What I have here is just 2 leaves of green leaf lettuce. Roll them up tightly, cut them thinly. Now, pick them up and see these nice shreds you have, kind of shredded it. Gonna put that in there also. So, you have somebody that doesn't care for cilantro, they get that soapy taste from it. We have some lettuce for them, so there's some green for their tacos also. Looking pretty. So I'm gonna slice it down the middle and just open it up where you can see it. Look at that, look at that. That is looking really pretty. It's been resting for a little over 10 minutes now. And that's one reason I like a picanha. Look at that moisture, very nice. We're gonna slice it up, start getting it onto our appetizers. Slice it thinly. And if you had a piping bag, you could use it. Don't have one handy, so we're just gonna go in to a Ziploc bag, and that's how we're gonna put these into our tacos. And guys, these are basically gonna be our beans in our taco, right? Not using beans today, we're using chili cheese grits. Just gonna take my bag, put it right here, cut the end off. Set that to the side. Bring up my taco shells. I'm just gonna take my taco shell. I'm gonna put a little bit of our grits right down in the bottom. Just get that grit down in there. And remember, our picanha is going on top, and we'll dress it with the vegetables we want. Right there. Let me get the rest of these done and I'll get back with you. Taco shells are full. Ready to start putting meat onto our bruschetta. So we're gonna come in here, go right across the top. We're gonna put this on a nice tray to serve it. I'll show you how I do that here in just a minute. Let's get the picanha in here. Any kind of board will work. I just had this one. I thought it would work nice, a good presentation on it. So put them here. We can put them back in the warmer for a little while if our guests aren't here yet. Those look nice. I'm going to take some tomatoes. Go with some tomatoes in each one. Don't worry about being real neat. You're a little messy. That's not going to hurt anything. Just dice. Get the reddest tomatoes you can. You want a nice, pretty vivid color. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take cilantro and just lightly coat them. Got a little too many right there, but just give me a couple of sprigs of cilantro in each one. And I'll tell you what I'm gonna do is here on the end, this is my leaf lettuce that I chiffonaded. You can put that on there if you wanted to. That's a pretty tray. I'm gonna put the rest of them onto this board. It's gonna be nice, it's gonna be colorful. People are really gonna enjoy this. That picanha was cooked to perfection. Nice and juicy. But there you go. If you wanted to use a nice rustic salsa, I would use a roasted salsa with this. Probably go really, really nice. You could do that. But we have some lettuce for our people that don't like cilantro. We have the cilantro down here. That looks good. Let's get our bruschetta ready so we can try it. Forgot my red onions, so I'm gonna put them kind of in the middle. If somebody wants a red onion on their taco, they can get it. Just a little bit, but that's a beautiful plate, a nice board. So I'm gonna take my bruschetta. If you wanted to use cheese on this, I've done this with cheese before. And again, it's not just picanha, works great with brisket, any of your favorite meats, ribeye, great with ribeye. If you're a meat lover, this is a great dish for you. I have some barbecue sauce. Now, use your favorite. This is my barbecue sauce that I make, and I'm using it. So just take it, have it warm, right? And we're gonna just drizzle it on the board, on the bruschetta. Okay, there we go. And if somebody wants to dip back down in there and get a little more off that board, they can do that. Texas Beef Council, beef-loving Texans, bringing you another great recipe, or actually, 2 great recipes today. You need to try the picanha, you need to try the tacos right now. I'm gonna take a bite, see how I did. Oh yeah. That's very good. And our taco with our chili cheese grits and picanha. Guys, this is Texas beef at its finest right here, let me tell you. That's a thumbs up. Whether you are tailgating or home gating, this is a great, great appetizer to put out to really impress people next time you're having some people over. Or it doesn't have to be for a game, it can be an intimate setting with friends. But anyways, great recipes, great Texas beef. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me that thumbs up. Run over there and see the Texas Beef Council, guys. beeflovingtexans.com. Check out all of our recipes, all of our how-tos. You want to learn a little bit more about cooking beef in Texas? You can learn it at beeflovingtexans.com. Thanks for stopping by. I'm Chef Johnny, and we're going to see y'all down the road. So long, everybody.